Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Bashem, Yoshai, Bashem Kobradash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who the house of David reborn again in this generation. Shalom to the 130 Yashavala, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the rising sedition amongst the people against their leaders. But let's read this first. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. The key here is sedition. And sedition means going against your government. This is one of the prophecies and conditions that the angel Uriel was telling Ezra would happen in the end days before the second coming of the Messiah. Now, what we're about to watch is a form of sedition and not regarding kings or princes of the land. Right? This man here, he's a Gadite. Right? They refer to him in Canada as an indigenous man. You know, here in America, they refer to him as a Native American. But biblically, he is of one of the 12 tribes of Israel, namely of the tribe of Gad, which is why I say he is a Gadite. Let's go and see how he regards this Edomite politician. So you see there, that Gadite had nothing but contempt for that Edomite, right? And why is that? Well, you see these Gadites have, just like all the rest of the 12 tribes, have a history against these Edomites, the so-called Caucasian race. You see, though every one of the 12 nations, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, had a form of interaction, a devastating interaction with the Edomites, right? The Latinos in South America dealt with the Spanish, the French, the Dutch, the Germans, right? Like nations of Edomites. The so-called Negro tribes dealt with what you refer to as the English or American Edomites. And the Native American tribes dealt with the American and English and Canadian Edomites, right? And it was so bad that that this prophecy of the Gadites, you know, basically told of it, right? This is Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last, right? This was the prophecy that our forefather Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, foretold for his son Gad, how he would be in the latter days. When I say he, the people that would come from Gad, right? Meaning the Gadites, the Native American Indians, right? Jacob had seen how they were going to be overtaken by the Edomite troops, right? Namely the cavalry. But he also would see how in the end times Gad would overcome, meaning that he is one of the 12 tribes that will be saved and ultimately be in rulership. Not only that, but also how what we're seeing right now, where you have Gadites rising up against these Edomites for things like these schools, right? It's been in the news in the this recent last year about how they're finding all these dead children's bones under these basically internment schools, right? These were schools set up in Canada where they would take the children away from the Native Americans that they would find here in America and also in Canada, and they would ship them up north to these re-education schools, okay? And what would happen at these schools is that they were trying to kill the Indian but save the man, right? They were trying to indoctrinate these Gadites to let go of their, heritage, to let go of their way, right? But see, again, this is ultimately prophecy. This was due to us Israelites, the Gadites in this case, going against their power, against the Most High, Yahweh, which is the true Hebrew name of God, right? The Most High Father, right? That's Hebrew for He is Yahweh, right? And some of these Indians were calling upon that name, but as a whole, this tribe was also going off, man. They were, praying to the earth goddess, the spirit of the moon, spirit of the eagle, all that type of stuff, man. See, they have lost their true understanding, right, of who they were and what their power was, right? But that ultimately is prophecy, as Jeremiah 17:4 tells them, that even thy shall discontinue from thy own heritage. And that's what ultimately happened to these Gadites, right? Namely through these schools right here. And but like what's happening here in this video we're gonna watch, you're gonna see that these Gadites here, they understand who they are. They understand that they are the Israelites.
Like I said, there's so many things in the traditions, the customs, the spirituality, that just go beyond coincidence.
For example, my people's traditional name, the Cherokee's traditional name for ourselves is Anikaduaya, which means the principal people of Yah.
Yeah, and the Cheyenne tribe in the Americas called themselves Tzitza, which means people of the fringes.
Really?
And their cousin tribes, the Shoshone, whose symbol is a rose, we find Shoshana, which is a rose.
Now
we have Hebrew words in our language, celebrations of new moon festivals.
My people have many things in common as far as the traditions and sacred things concerning, for example, there was a celebration of new moon. There was a 7th day of rest. We didn't eat swine. There were cities of refuge. We celebrated 7 sacred feasts during the year. And so there were many commonalities that we found.
So you see, the Indians are waking up just as the Negroes and Latinos are waking up to the true heritage which was lost, right? And this ultimately is throwing a monkey wrench into Esau's plans, man. In fact, this is why he is rushing with all his agenda, man. This is why he's pushing these agendas of what you're seeing with the pandemic happening so quickly, man. Because he's trying to hurry up and accomplish his goal of microchipping and taking ownership of all the inhabitants of the world before the Messiah comes to reclaim his people, that being the Israelites, who predominantly today are the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, right? But like the Bible says, man, he is not going to be able to accomplish it, right? Because the Lord is going to thwart his plans. Like it tells you here in Job 20:22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You see that? And right here, this word here for wicked actually goes into talking about the 2/3, right? The laborers, right? Let's go here. This is Job 20:22. Every hand of the wicked, right? This amal, right? Let's look at this.
Strong's H 6001. A male.
Right? Laborer, sufferer, wretched one, right? This is talking about the Israelites, right? The laborers of America, the sufferers here in America, the wretched ones, right? Who is that? That's talking about the Israelites, man. And when it refers to the wicked ones, this is ultimately talking about the 2/3, right? Because you're not going to have the 1/3 of Israelites, the ones that are going to be saved by the Lord, coming up against these Edomites, like in a way to take them down, man. We're not here to fight. We're not here to have a rebel insurrection. No, man. But those Israelites who are unaware of what's really going on, they're going to be taken by like this man. See that? Look at this. This man's this. Look at his face, man. He wants to kill that Edomite, man. That glare is I'm gonna fucking destroy you. Look, man. Right? And what are these Edomites? What are they doing? Nothing, man. They can't do shit because they understand that their kingdom is coming to an end. Right? That right there. That's a stare of looking at your mortal enemy, man. What are they gonna do to this guy? Nothing, man. Right? Because you see right now in Canada, the atrocities that have been happening against the Gadites have been coming out one after another, man. One scandal after another. So much so that it is considered bad PR to do anything against the Native Americans, man. This is why the Native Americans are rising up right now, man. They're basically desecrating these churches, right? Painting red hands on them, coming up against the politicians, as you just seen here, because they're ultimately, everybody's tired of Esau's shit, man. Everybody's tired of these Edomites, plain and simple, man. But like it tells you, this is ultimately prophecy. The Lord is right now putting a spirit on the people, especially on the 2/3 of our people, the 2 out of every 3 Negro, Latino, Native Americans who will not be saved. They're going to be used. They're going to be used by the Lord to inflict, devastating results on these Edomites, man, and destroy their plans, right? And this is ultimately what they know, what these Edomites know is going to happen. This is why do you think they're locking everything down? Why do you think they're trying to come after the Negro, Latino, Native Americans to get these jabs? Because we are their targets, and it's because we are waking up. So I just want to touch upon this, Aki, and hopefully this video was edifying. Until the next time, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Asher Rukal Pradash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.